Hey there, guys. It's Fox Maiden, and I'm gonna pretty much talk you through this because my camera's sound kind of went away, so now I have to use my headphones. Fun stuff. So, anyway, this is the first time I've ever done this. So, yeah. So, anyway, we're gonna get to talking about what you can do and all that stuff. I'm actually talking on the camera, but, yeah. Anyway, so are the ears and tail that I had purchased on eBay, and they were about $50 for it for both of them, and it makes no sense at all because it's really not that expensive to get the materials and stuff. So, um, I say around the price range for everything that you would need is about $50, but you can make more ears and tails with the fabric and stuff. So it's much better. So anyway, the things that you're going to need is a big piece of paper or some cloth, which this cloth I have because my sister, when she was little, we had extras. So I'm going to use this. You can also get a big piece of paper, which you can get at a fabric store, which is typical. But if you're going to use cloth, I would suggest having one of these markers. It is a fabric marker, and if you add water to it, it's removed. So easily have a thing of water beside you if you mess up drawing the material out. It comes off really easily. Always, if you're sewing, you need to have your measuring tape. Now, what you need to do is you need to measure from where your pants to hook the tail onto and down to as far as you want it. Now, this is the tail that I had made myself, and you want to leave just about an inch extra room for to put the safety pin in, which you also need. I would suggest getting really big safety pins, but right now I do not have any. So, yeah. Also, next thing you need to get is you need to get your fabric. You also need, what else? You need your scissors, of course, a sewing machine, but you don't have to use a sewing machine because the tail that I had made, my sewing machine broke down and I had to get it fixed. And before it was fixed, I had to hand sew it. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to figure out a way to put the length down onto the fabric because the fabric is a certain length. So pretty much I'm using all the way through because it's like 20 inches long, so I'm going to use the entire thing of fabric, but I'm going to do it in the middle. And yeah, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, now that I'm zoomed in, I did this part on my own and kind of just did it really fast and stuff, but you definitely want to have a straight line. If you have an imagination, it's very good to know how the way the tail's gonna go. You can look online and figure out that kind of stuff. But so I'm gonna just slowly, actually it's kind of fast, trace my thing that I have. Now you want to start small and then slowly come out and then go back to a tip. And so there you go. It was very easy. Now it's kind of off and stuff, so yeah, it's kind of wavy, I know, but hey. Now I'm going to cut it out and let's see how fun that goes. Now, other things is for the tail, I'm kind of blanking out right now. You also need your safety pins so you can safety pin the stuff together. Now, you also want to leave extra room around the sides as I'm pointing out. I think this is kind of funny. But you want to leave extra room around the sides to have that extra room when you're sewing it together. If you do it just like how you traced it, it's gonna be smaller than what you have expected. So now I'm pretty much just doing a black tail because my cousin is doing it. But yeah, this is pretty much the way that the fabric is. It's very long. But I wouldn't suggest really getting this kind because it is kind of stiff. So I would try finding something else. But yeah, that's kind of the fabric that I have. Um, now, I'm situating the camera and doing stuff, so I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. We're gonna sit here and look at my thing of fabric. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, now we're gonna get to actually placing the thing on it. Eventually, a lot of it. Right now, I'm gonna safety pin the fabric to the fur, and right now I'm about to realize that I'm doing it the completely wrong way. But first, first things first is you do not want to cut it the same way, like putting your trace down and then putting it down again. It is not the right thing to do. You must flip over the trace fabric over, um, or else it's going to be messed up and you would have to remake another one. So yeah, now I'm just removing stuff. Now I got help with the camera. So I did do it one way, and now I flipped my fabric over, and now I'm gonna recut it out. That's what we're doing right now. We're cutting stuff out. Oh, at this point, my dog was eating. She was eating my tails that I had up on my thing. Okay, so now I'm done with that, and I've actually sewed it together. Now you also want to sew it inside out. Never sew it right side in, or it would be messed up. Now, it's complete. I sewed it together. Now you're gonna pull. You're gonna make sure you leave enough room to pull it through and put your stuffing in. So, yeah. Another tip is I realized at this point that I had done something wrong, and you also want to pay close attention to this, is one fur is going one way and the other fur is going the other way. So you want to make sure both furs go the same way, because I had just realized that my tail kind of messed up at this point. um, so yeah, I would suggest getting a brush or something to brush off all of the excess fur. And now my puppy is there. Look at the puppy. Look at the pretty puppy. Anyway, so this is the stuffing I had bought, and it's meant for going into stuffed animals. So yeah, it's really fluffy and not as stiff, and it won't go through your fabric, because other types of stuffing will go straight through the fabric and just come out, and you don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna typically you would stuff it all the way, but that depends on for you. But this I'm not going to stuff all the way because it gives it much more looseness and movement if you just barely stuff it. So now that I'm still stuffing it, um, it took me a while to do that. Move the stuffing around. Make sure it's nice and all over the place. Look at my room. It's a complete catastrophe. It's a complete catastrophe. Alright, so now that that's done, um, so yeah. I just showed you where to stop at the point of stuffing it so it gives it enough movement. Now you want to tuck in the fabric and start sewing it through. Yeah, I kind of messed up. My sewing machine started messing up and it was very irritating. I can't really see anything. Cuckoo, cuckoo for me, you can't see anything. Da 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 da. Okay. Anyway, so tuck it in. Make sure you use the same colored fabric, or it will show through. Um, if you don't tuck it in, it's gonna just poke out and be very noticeable that it's very much so sewed. Um, and so pretty much that's just about it. So yeah, this making the ears and tails was a lot cheaper than going out and buying it because um, I really wish I made mine at the very beginning than buying it because I could have made plenty of different colored fox ears and tails and other stuff, but there's really no difference between a fox tail and ear and a wolf tail and ear. Just by the point of like for a fox, you would put a tip on it, like a different colored tip, or on the ears as well. So yeah, now I'm zooming in. Look at that. I accidentally zoomed in instead of zooming out. So now it's complete. That is the completed version. Now I got some stuffing on the outside. But yeah, I think at this point I've realized that I've sewed my thing wrong. But anyway, you also want to make sure the fabric goes down, not up. So when you're petting your tail, it's going down the right way. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed my little rambling and stuff. So yay! Uh, so yeah, that's how I made mine, and I will get to the tails in a couple of days or so. So thanks for watching. Bye.